Oh, hi, we're going to be doing rotations. So we're going to be rotating 90 degrees clockwise or negative 90. Now, you know which way a clock goes. The hand's on a clock. This, if you look at the second hand, it's ticking around this way. So this is clockwise. The opposite way is counterclockwise. In math, we look at this as being 0, and this is 90 degrees. This is 180 degrees, 270, 360, which is 0 again. Okay. Now, if you look at as the Earth turns, the sun starts off in the east and then it sets in the west. So the mathematical system is based on that. So this is considered 0, and as the degrees go on up to 90, we're rotating in the positive direction. So the positive direction is counterclockwise. The negative direction is clockwise, so you're going to have to remember that. We're going to be rotating this Cartesian plane. I'm going to just rotate the whole Cartesian plane. Look what happens to this point as we rotate 90 degrees clockwise. Okay, my point started off being 10, 1, and moved on to 1, negative 10. So what happened exactly? The x values, the x and y's switched. Okay, so the x value went to the back and the y value went to the front. Okay, so the x's and y's switched, but also there was a sign change. Okay, the value of the x, when it went to the back, it switched signs. So we call that negative x, or the opposite of x. So x went to the opposite. Y just went to the front, and x went to the back, but x changed signs as well. Okay, so this is the mapping notation rule for rotating 90 degrees clockwise. Okay, now we're going to start off with the same thing, and this time we're going to rotate 90 degrees counterclockwise, or positive 90 degrees. Let's see what happens. Okay, there's our rotation. So our point started off at 10, 1, and now it's way over here at negative 1, 10. Okay, so look what's happened to the x and y values. Once again, the x's and y's have switched, but the sign change only affects the y as it becomes the new x. Okay, so the y goes to the front, and it changes sign. Okay, so the minus means the opposite of what the sign was before, the opposite of y. Okay, but the x maintains its sign. All right, and that's how you rotate 90 degrees counterclockwise. Okay, now we're going to rotate 180 degrees. It doesn't matter whether we rotate 180 degrees clockwise or counterclockwise. Okay, when you turn around and face behind you, does it matter whether you turned clockwise to get there or counterclockwise? You're still turned fully around. Okay, so we're just going to rotate that. Okay, so it didn't matter whether we rotated clockwise like we did or whether we went around the other way. We'd still be at this same position. Let's see what happened to our values. So your 10, 1 became, in this case, negative 10, negative 1. So in a 180 degree rotation, the x's and y's have only switched signs. They haven't changed places at all. Okay, so x becomes the opposite of x and y becomes the opposite of y. And that's a 180 degree rotation. That's it for rotations. So go and look at some rotation example videos and then go and practice rotations. Have a good night.